Joining me now from Atlanta with the very latest on the story is NBC correspondent Ali Rafa. Ali, Republicans are going all in on Walker, the bottom line, and they've said this openly now. The calculation is do whatever is necessary to flip that seat red to try to defeat Raphael Warnock. So who or what else do we expect to see from national Republicans in terms of their support of Herschel Walker?
That's right, Peter. It's not lost on Republicans, both on the national level and the state level here. What's at stake here? As you mentioned, this evenly divided 50-50 Senate, control of it could easily come down to this critical race. And that's why you're seeing all hands on deck here in Georgia. You're seeing the NRSC redirect ad funding money here instead of this New Hampshire Senate race. You're seeing staffers being added on the ground here in Georgia. And then the Walker campaign announced earlier today that Senators Rick Scott and Tom Cotton will be stumping for Herschel Walker here tomorrow. And that is, I think it's important to remember really who Rick Scott is. Remember, this is the leader of the effort to elect Senate Republicans. So that's basically providing this message to other Republicans that it's okay to back this guy. It's okay to stand by him. He may not be perfect, but he's the best we've got, and he's our best option to be able to have a chance at winning back the Senate. And so I don't think, he's saying, I don't think voters should be concerned about this, Republican voters, but really some of them are, specifically the state Republicans like Lieutenant Governor Jeff Duncan, who I spoke with this weekend, who talked about how frustrating it is that Herschel Walker is the best that the Republicans have in this state. Take a listen to what he told me.
I want to give Herschel Walker all the time and that he needs to justify his case, and I don't want to, throw any sort of untrue allegations his way, but we all felt this was going to be part of the process, and I think most Republicans are waking up realizing that this was coming. And it's unfortunate because the problems are real in D.C. I need a U.S. senator that has a conservative strategy to go pretty much firewall off Joe Biden's bad ideas, right? As a conservative Republican, we need somebody to win that seat. The nation needs somebody to win that seat that's a conservative.
A very different perspective from the national Republicans that we are monitoring. So this is really a watershed moment when we see Senators Rick Scott and Tom Cotton on this stage with Herschel Walker tomorrow. It's going to be interesting to see how many other Senate Republicans will come out on the campaign trail. A source close to Walker's campaign is telling NBC News that they're hearing from Senate Republicans who are also eager to join him, Peter.
You know, that interview is interesting because Lieutenant Governor Jeff Duncan there that you were speaking to is not running for re-election right now. So it does sort of, give him the free pass to say what he thinks, and frankly, what I think a lot of Republicans may think right now. I want the take, though. We see this from 35,000 feet a lot. We covered this from the national perspective. How is this playing on the ground there? Is this the lead story in the local newscasts, on the paper? How are voters viewing this issue on the ground in Georgia?
It's a great question. We've been monitoring the local newscasts here, and we've been talking to Republicans and Democrats. I can tell you, I watched the local newscast last night here, and it led with crime, inflation, high gas prices here in Atlanta. And I think the word to really describe the mood on the ground for both parties is unfazed. You have Republicans saying that Herschel Walker's past is his past. It shouldn't be brought up in this campaign. There are more important issues at hand for voters here. And Democrats are saying that they don't want to rehash all of this, that there are more important things to look forward to. They're actually proud of Senator Raphael Warnock for not capitalizing this and using it to his advantage. But I can tell you that something that both parties are telling me, voters in both parties, is they're very interested to see whether this is brought up in a big way on the debate stage on Friday, Peter.
Ali Rafa, we always appreciate your reporting on the ground there in Georgia.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.